We are also going to be doing at the end of this video a few like winners for this week's Aethera Whispering Listener League, which include the game of the week, the highest scoring team of the week, and then the team that had the highest scoring player on their team. So those are the categories that I'll be announcing at the end of this video. And I still plan to do a rundown of the league. I recorded one video yesterday. I don't really love how it came out. And so I need to re-record that one. I recorded it, I think I did like 2 different recordings of it, or I started one and then I just wasn't feeling it, and yeah, I had just gotten home. I was gone for the weekend, just gotten home, and I was tired and just wasn't on it like I want to be. So I think I'm going to re-record that and hopefully get that out later this week, but I wanted to go ahead and do this so I don't fall behind on the NFL predictions and whatnot. So yeah, because I plan to have this one coming out tonight, and then another, the NFL predictions for week 2 come out on Wednesday night, I reckon, which would be tomorrow night. Yeah, I gotta figure out my NFL schedule. Anyway, we'll figure it out. We'll roll with it. But for now, let's do this and get into some NFL Week 1 games. So first up on the docket, we had Cowboys up against the Eagles, and I had picked the Eagles to win, which they did. So I was right about that. This was a fun game, y'all. This was a good game. Started out a little crazy, a little wild with Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott. I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he's thinking at this point. That's been talked about enough. Everyone is baffled by that. I guess Dak had spit on the ground, but not like with any intention behind it. He was just spitting on the ground, and Jalen Carter thought he was spitting at him, and so he confronted Dak about it, and then spit on Dak. I don't know. The league came out today, and they fined him a good bit of money. So no suspension, but a fine, and he was ejected, and they lost him for that game. So there's that. But pretty competitive game. Yeah, kind of anticlimactic. Yeah. For the Eagles receivers. Anyone who had A.J. Brown or Xavier Worthy on their team this week was struggling, and in one of my leagues, one of my buddies had both of them on his team. So that's unfortunate. I even think maybe someone in our listener league had both of them on their team. I'll have to double check that, but anyway, unfortunate for them. A.J. Brown having 1 target. Eagles continue where they left off last year, just relying on Saquon running the ball like crazy. Yeah, if he stays healthy, he's gonna be nice. I'm already regretting, not taking him. I took Justin Jefferson, but who knows what it's week 1. You can't overreact or panic to anything. That's what I've been telling myself all weekend. It's week 1. Don't overreact or panic to anything yet. Stay calm, stay the course. But yeah. So Eagles won that one, 24-20. CeeDee Lamb really dropped the ball, literally, in this game. And you just don't want to see that out of your number 1 receiver, but I think they'll be still looked pretty good. So, if they had Micah Parsons, would this have been the outcome? Who knows? I don't think so. I still think this would have been the outcome. And, I do think the Eagles were missing, obviously, Jalen Carter, and then you could tell the other players they were missing, like the other defensive players they lost this offseason. It really showed, I think. So, we'll see. We'll see. Moving on to the Chiefs versus Chargers. The Chargers did it. They upset the Chiefs. I had picked the Chiefs to win. I wanted the Chargers to win, but I didn't think they could get it done, and they did. Very surprising. Well, I guess not very surprising, but it is surprising. Good game. Chargers looked awesome. Which I love to see. That Justin Herbert slide to seal the game. It was a thing of beauty. And then, was it Quentin Johnson? Yeah, I think. Is that one? Yeah, Quentin Johnson. Johnston. Sorry. 2 touchdowns. Dude was balling out. Yeah, he looked nice, so that was a fun one. Glad to see the Chargers win. And now week 2 we have Chiefs versus Eagles, which is going to be a fun one. Our Chiefs starting off 0-2. Our Chiefs going to start off 0-2. We'll see. Alright, moving on. Colts and Dolphins. This might have been the biggest surprise of the week. Colts get the win in dominating fashion. Dolphins looked awful in this game. Yeah, Dolphins looked awful. Final score 33-8. Credit to the Colts. They looked awesome, but the Dolphins looked so bad. So, will Mike McDaniel make it through the season? We'll see. We'll see what they do in week 2. Again, week 1, getting out the wrinkles, can't overreact. So I think week 2 and week 3 will be more telling of where these teams are at than week 1. But not a great start. Alright, moving on. We have Steelers versus Jets, which another surprising game. Not necessarily the outcome, but just with how high scoring this game was and how good these teams looked, at least offensively. Justin Fields was slinging it. He looked good. He was running it. I was excited to see that, just because I have Justin Fields as one of my sleepers for this year in fantasy. Now, granted, just like I said, you can't overreact to these week 1 games, and that's saying that goes for both the teams who did bad, but also the teams who did good. You need to see it on a week in, week out basis, and that's why I like waiver wires so hard in week 2 for me, because this week, with this waiver wire, it's like, okay, when these were just a one-off, and which one of them are actually legit, it's going to be consistent, like Quentin Johnston. Is he going to be putting up those numbers every week, or was it just like a one-time wonder type of thing? So, yeah, that's why waivers are a little tough this time. But that was a fun game to watch. Aaron Rodgers taking a shot at the Jets, to be expected. But yeah, Steelers win that one, and I chose them. So far I'm 2 for 4. So I'm 50-50. Okay, Panthers and Jaguars. It was week 1. It was not a good week 1, but it was week 1. Can't overreact. I'll looking at the positives, trying to. There weren't a lot of them, but at least with this, I feel like I saw flashes of hope. I feel like I saw something that mistakes they made were dumb mistakes that if they just fixed those, there was something there, and they could make some noise if they just clean up the little dumb things. And Bryce Young just made some stupid throws, but he also made some good throws that players didn't catch, like Xavier Legette had some bad drops, and Jadavian Sanders had some bad drops. Yeah, just some poor play. He was being rushed so much. Offensive line wasn't holding up great. And then he just, one of the worst plays was fourth down. It was 4th and goal. And he didn't even try to make the throw. He threw it away. And I'm like, at that point, it doesn't matter. It's 4th down, so why, at least try to make the throw instead of throwing it away. And he had Jadavion Sanders open in the end zone, and he threw it away, and it was tough, man. It was tough. So yeah, Panthers lost 10-26. Jaguars, they look decent. They played against the Panthers, who didn't look great. And after the rain delay, the Jaguars didn't really score again after that. They might have scored once. But, yeah, one thing that pissed me off about this game is it didn't matter what happened. They were always showing Travis Hunter. It's like he's not even on the field and a big play happens. Pan to Travis Hunter. What's Travis Hunter doing? Everything was about Travis Hunter, and it made me so mad. I don't mind Travis Hunter. I'm sure he's gonna be good, but why do I want to see him every play? You don't show the reaction of any other player when something happens. So why are all of a sudden you showing Travis Hunter every single play? It was making me mad, man. I was getting so tired of hearing his name. So yeah, just tough week 1 all around for the Panthers, and just that game. Like I said, there were some signs of hope that I think there could be something there, but it's not the start you want to get off to. This is the 4th or 5th year in a row where we've lost week 1. So yeah, and this is the 3rd year in a row we've only scored 10 points. So it's tough. Tetairoa McMillan looks good though. So there's some hope there. But yeah, we'll start going quicker through some of these. But Cardinals and Saints, I picked the Cardinals to win. They did. Giants and Commanders, I picked the Commanders to win. They did. Giants, yikes, again, week 1, but Malik Neighbors was not too happy. Russell Wilson, not looking awesome. When the Jacksons are going to start? If he has 2 more games or a couple more games like that, it could be sooner rather than later. But Buccaneers and Falcons, close game, good game. Buccaneers win. So I got that one right. Bengals Browns, not a great game. Slow start. But the Bengals did get the win, so I was right about that one. Raiders, Patriots. Raiders won, beat the Patriots. I was wrong about that one. Raiders look pretty good. Brock Bowers did go down with an MCL injury, I believe. Not for sure about that, but he did get hurt. I think he might miss some time. We'll see. 49ers and Seahawks. I picked the 49ers. They did win, but very low scoring game. And I'll be honest, I didn't get to watch much of this one, so I don't know much, but I do know Christian McCaffrey stayed healthy. Every time I saw him get hit, I was nervous, but he did stay healthy, so that's nice. Broncos and Titans. Broncos did win, which I picked them, but man, Bo Nix did So that could have been a reason why, but I think he had like 2 picks and a fumble. So not a great start for him. Titans. Again, I didn't watch much of this one either, but I think the story from that game was Cam Ward was looking good, but his receivers weren't catching anything. So that's tough. That's tough. Packers and Lions. Packers put a whoop into the Lions, man. Are the Lions dead? Is everything that people are saying about the coordinator being gone true? It's week 1, don't panic. It's week 1, don't panic. The Lions look bad. The Lions look bad, and the Packers looked really good. So, yeah, we'll see what happens there. But 27-13, not a great game for the Lions. Then Texans and Rams. Rams getting the win here. Not a high-scoring game, very low-scoring game. I had picked the Texans to win, so I was wrong about that one. But yeah, not much to say about that one. Moving on to Sunday Night Football. This did not disappoint. Ravens Bills, with Bills getting the win, 41-40. I was wrong about this one. I'm so happy I was. This one started out looking like Ravens were running away with it. Bills couldn't stop them. They didn't have an answer, and they just couldn't do anything. But then fourth quarter, that just changed, and man, they got lucky. I mean, that tipped touchdown. That was all just. That was so lucky for them, the Bills. What a break they got, and then Derrick Henry fumbling it. That just doesn't happen. This just doesn't happen. So, yeah, Bills had a lot of favor on their side that night, but for them to get a win, what a dagger for the Ravens, man. That's just a tough, because that's a tough one. But Bills get the win there. What a great game. What a great game. Now moving on to Monday Night Football with the Vikings versus the Bears. I didn't watch any of this game. I saw the highlights today. Well, I did turn it on for a quick second last night before I went to bed just to see what the score was. And to say I was surprised to see the Vikings won when I woke up is an understatement. Yeah, I thought the Bears had it well in hand. But they did not. J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings showed up and showed out in the fourth quarter, and came back and yeah, beat the Bears. So Caleb Williams looked really good in the first half. He had some nice runs, some good throws, and then I don't know what happened. They just collapsed, and the Vikings got it done. So yeah, I was wrong. I picked the Bears in that one, so I was wrong there. So let's see. Alright, so I got 9 out of 16 right. 9 out of 16, not awful, but yeah, could be better. Could be better. We'll see how we do in week 2. But that was the week 1 recap. Yeah, some solid games to start off the week, to start off the NFL season, but also some not so great football. So hopefully, it's week 1. Season should get better. As it goes on. Players should get in their groove, and it should be better. But with that being said, let's jump into the 8th Hero Whisper a Listener League. A fun week of fantasy football over there. We have a really good group of people playing in that league. Everyone's been really good at communicating, engaging with one another, chatting and just talking about football, sports. fantasy. We had the draft the week before football started, so the Sunday before, and that was a really good time. Yeah, just a lot of fun, so I'm really excited about it, and we'll do a deeper dive into that later. But the week 1 fantasy football, 8th Era Whispering Listener League awards. So most points scored by a team this week was Django Unchained, which I love the name. Django Unchained, great movie, solid name reference. And he scored 132.48 for Django Unchained. And then the team who had the player that scored the most points was Mike and the Boys, which they had Josh Allen, who scored 38.76. Josh Allen scored 38.76. And then game of the week goes to Cohen's competitive team versus Rando, which came down to Monday Night Football. And the final score there was 96.42 to 97.52, with Rando taking that game. Yeah, super close. That's one thing about this league that I forgot to fix. Typically in the leagues I do, I make the scoring so there's not the 96.42, it's just 96. That just makes it easier in my mind, but this makes it a little bit more, someone could lose by 0.1 points, which would be crazy. But yeah, so there are the 8th Arrow Whispering Listener League highlights of the week. Stay tuned for next week, and stay tuned for the next NFL prediction video, which comes out probably Wednesday night, probably tomorrow night. Yeah, probably tomorrow night, but stay tuned for that. And until next time, guys, please like and subscribe. I am trying to get to that 500. Y'all did not disappoint with my last video. I had a nice little bump in subscriptions, so if you guys can do that again, I would really appreciate it. Keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting. I'm trying to respond to the comments, trying to stay engaged with you guys.